Welcome. Let's start today with our centering exercise as we usually do. Sitting in easy seat, also known as Sukhasana. Right leg in front of your left. Rest one hand on the chest, the other hand you can place on your abdomen. Close your eyes, become aware of your breath. You don't need to alter the breath. Just be a passive witness to the breath as you feel the chest rise and fall with the inhalation and the exhalation. Notice how the belly continues to inflate and deflate beneath the hand with the breath. Lower your hands to the knees, palms turned down. Inhale. With the exhalation, open your eyes, hinge forward from the hips, walk your hands out, let your head hang. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. We'll sit tall, reach the right arm overhead, turn your chest up to the ceiling, looking up to the right, reaching out for the fingertips of the right hand. And then inhale, center. Exhale, twisting to the right, left hand goes to the outside of your knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist from the waist. Pushing away with the back hand, return to center. Left arm stretches overhead. Inhale, center, and exhale. Let's twist to the opposite side. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting from the waist. Push off the back hand, come to center. You can bring the other leg in front. Closing your eyes with me, place the fingertips on the floor behind you. The fingertips are turned away from your hips. Roll your shoulders back. You're always welcome to push the palms to the floor if that's comfortable. And begin to use the Ujjayi breath. Remember, with the Ujjayi breath, you're controlling the breath, taking slow inhalations through the nose, and even longer exhalations out through the nostrils. Just sipping or squeezing the air down the windpipe to create a hissing or humming sound. Next exhalation, open your eyes, and we're going to extend our arms out to the sides. Start with the right hand sliding out, and then the left arm reaches overhead. Remember, keep the left sit bone pushed into the floor. You can always keep the right arm straight if you prefer. And we'll come to our center. Let's slide our left hand out, stretch the right arm overhead, gazing upward to the right. Drop your right sit bone further into the ground and inhale to your center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Continue at your own pace. Each inhalation, lifting the arms. Each exhalation, lowering the hands in front of heart center. Continue to use the Ujjayi breath. So one final time around, take your time. When your exhalation is finished and your hands are in front of heart center, then in your own time, release the hands to the knees so the palms are turned down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And with the exhalation, hinge forward from the hips. You can open the eyes if they were closed, walk the hands out, let your head hang. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, we'll walk our hands in, and here we're sitting tall again. Come to all fours. Let's do our spinal balance. Reach back through the right leg, push into the ball of the right foot. Inhale, right heel in line with the hip. And you're welcome to extend the left arm out. If you want to move further into the pose, bend your right knee, hold on to the ankle with your left hand. Using your Ujjayi breath. Exhale, your hand and knee return to the floor. Stretching back through the left leg, push into the ball of the foot. Inhale, the heel in line with the hip. Same as before, you can extend your right arm out in front. And if you choose, you can bend the left knee and hold onto the ankle with the right hand. Exhale, hand, knee come to the floor. Drop the sit bones to the heels, resting your child's pose. With the inhalation, we'll lift our head, we'll lift our chest, come to all fours, separate the knees hip width apart. We're doing our cat-cow next. Inhale as you lift the chest and turn the tailbone to the ceiling. Push your belly button to the floor. With the exhalation, tuck the tailbone under. Bring the navel to the spine. Round down one vertebrae at a time, chin to chest. Continue at your own pace with the Ujjayi breath, initiating the movement. So this will be our final cat-cow. When the exhalation's finished, return your spine to a neutral position and drop the hips onto the sit bones, resting in Balasana, your child's pose. On the inhalation, lift the head, lift the chest as you return to all fours. Separate your knees hip width apart, and we'll go to downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips, bring the weight to the heels, press the chest to your knees. Bending the knees, we'll look in between the thumbs. Walk or step the feet until they're in between your hands. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bring your palms together, lift the chest, and exhale as you reach back for Urdhva Hastasana, the upward salute. Inhale, center. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking out in front. Exhale, fold in half. With your knees bent and the palms on the mat, step to a plank. On the exhalation, turn the elbows to the hips, lower the chest. Inhale, lift the heart and chest. This is your upward facing dog. And with the exhalation, you can bend the elbows, push off the floor, curl the toes under, lifting the hips, returning to downward facing dog. Continue to engage the Ujjayi breath. Bending the knees, looking in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Bend both knees again. Inhale, arms lift. Press the hands together, lift the chest, and exhale to your upward salute. Inhale, center. Exhale into Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in half, bend the knees, palm the mat, Stepping to plank, we'll exhale to chaturanga. Squeeze the upper arms to the sides of the torso. Inhale, lift the chest. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. We'll bend the elbows, lower the chest, and push away from the ground, curling the toes under to lift the hips for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Let's walk or step the feet forward again. Bend the knees as you protect the lower back to inhale the arms up. Bring the palms together. Lift the chest and exhale, upward salute. Inhale, center. Exhale, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale to your half standing forward bend, looking out in front, long spine. Exhale, fold in two. Bend the knees, palming the mat again. Step back to your plank. Use the exhalation to turn the elbows to the hips and lower yourself to chaturanga. Inhale to the upward facing dog. And let's exhale to downward facing dog. Moving to runner's lunge next. Bending the knees, look in between the hands. Step or place your right foot in between the hands. When you've got your balance, you can rest the hands either lightly on the front thigh or stretch the arms overhead. Push solidly into the ball of the back left foot. Their left leg is straight here. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Step to plank. Engage the abdominals. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Use your Ujjayi breath. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs, and we're going to step our left foot in between the hands. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips, we'll step to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Sorry, my cat is in the way. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, and we'll come into our child's pose here. Rest in child's pose for just a moment. I'm going to put the cat away. She escaped again. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Come to all fours once more. Separate your knees, hip width apart. Another downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips, bring the weight to the heels. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Bend both knees. Inhale, arms up. Press your palms together. Lift the chest. Exhale, upward salute. Final Surya Namaskar. Inhale, center. Exhale, Uttanasana. Lengthening the spine for Ardha Uttanasana. Looking forward or out in front. Exhale, fold in half. Bend the knees, palms on the ground. We're going to step to a plank again. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. We'll exhale, bending elbows, push away from the ground. Just a little tiny push up there. And come back to downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Bend both knees again. And inhale, lift the arms, push the hands together. Lift the chest. Exhale, upward salute. Inhale to your center. And we'll exhale as we go to chair pose. So for chair Utkatasana, you want the toes and ankles to touch, or at least getting them as close together as possible. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Exhale as you drop your seat. Let's do our triangle pose. Your right foot stays in front, step back to your left. For triangle pose or Trikonasana, the feet are separated about 1 leg's distance apart. Extend your arms out. Push your left hip back, right side of the body in line with the right knee. You can either keep the raised arm directly over the shoulder or bind the arm behind your back, left hand reaching for the inner thigh. Continue to use the Ujjayi breath, keeping your focus on the breath, controlling the breath. Release your arm. You can gaze down at the right big toe, bend the right knee, and step into Tadasana. Mountain pose, your palms are turned outwards. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, reaching back, Urdhva Hastasana. Make sure you're not pushing your hips forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, back into chair or Utkatasana. We'll engage our Uddiyana Bandha. So that's just an energy walk. You're going to pull the navel in and up. Slight tuck to the tailbone as you do that. Exhale, drop the seat. For triangle pose or Trikonasana on the left side, left foot stays in front. Step back to your right foot, straighten the front leg. Reach your arms out. Imagine yourself pressed in between two panes of glass. Keep that alignment. Push the right hip back. Left side of the body in line with the left knee. Option to bind the right arm behind the back with the hand reaching for the left inner thigh. You can use one more Ujjayi breath, then release your arm looking down at the left toe, bend the left knee, and step forward into Tadasana. Your palms are turned outward for another opening through the chest. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest. Exhale for Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center. Exhale to chair. Dropping the seat again. We're doing Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. So with Warrior 2, your right foot stays in front. You're going to step back onto the left foot. Your base is slightly wider than the previous triangle pose. Arms are out. Bring your shoulders back over the hips. Pull your right thigh out to the right side. Dropping the hips if you'd like, but still making sure you can see your right big toe. We'll transition to our intense side stretch, Parsvatanasana. Straighten the right leg. Turn your hips forward. And you're going to bring your hands to block your leg, fingertips, or palms on the floor. Let's shorten the base. Bend the right knee. Step the back left foot forward. Maybe 3.5 feet, 3 feet in between the right heel and the arch of the back foot. Keep turning your left hip towards the right knee. Bend the knee. Step forward with the back foot. Bend both knees. Inhale. Arms lift. Press the hands together. Lift the chest. and exhale to Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center, and exhale as you sink into Utkatasana again. Pulling the navel in and up, tuck the tailbone under. Back to Warrior Two or Virabhadrasana 2. So you're going to have your left foot in front and big step back onto the right foot. So wide base right now. Make sure the back right foot is turned in slightly. Your shoulders are still stacked over the hips. And you're bringing your left knee in line with the second toe of the left foot. Let's take it to Parsvottanasana, intense side stretch. Straighten the front left leg. Turn your hips forward. So you can have the back right foot turned in a little bit more to keep the hips parallel with the short edge of the mat. As you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. And you can shorten your base again by bending the left knee and stepping the right foot up to make the posture a little bit more accessible. Your decision, if you're holding onto the front leg to keep the leg straight, or a block, or if it's comfortable, fingertips or palms on the ground. Continue to pull your hips back. Turn the right hip towards your left knee. And with each inhalation, send it into the area where you feel the tightness in the back of the leg. And use the exhalation to release the tightness. So inhale to create space and exhale to relax. Bending the left knee, your right foot steps forward to meet the left. Bend both knees again and inhale the arms up. Press the hands together, lift the chest, and exhale for Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. We'll face the wide edge of the mat if you're not already doing so, or at least face the screen, sorry about that. And we'll stand tall in Tadasana with the hands in Anjali Mudra, palms pressed together. Close your eyes as we prepare for tree pose or Vritsasana. Long spine, long neck, so your chin's parallel with the floor, and shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Lift your toes up, spread them wide into the mat. Press the four corners of your foot to the floor, pushing both sides of the ball of the foot and both sides of the heel of the foot into the ground. Trying to subtly lift the inner arch of the foot. Inhale, exhale, open the eyes, staring at a non-moving object again, and rest the right foot on the ankle, this side of the calf, or the inner thigh. Turn your right heel forward to help you with external rotation of the right hip. Your decision if you'd like to reach the arms overhead and bring the palms together. Lifting from underneath the rib cage. And we'll return to mountain Tadasana, palms opened outwards, shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes with me again and press the hands together in front of heart center. So if you want to reposition the feet like I just did, go ahead and do that. Once you're satisfied with your foot placement, lengthen the spine again and relax your shoulders. Lift the toes, spread them wide into the mat, and push the four corners of the foot into the floor. Inhale, with the exhalation, open the eyes, and this time it's your left foot that you can choose to rest on the ankle, the side of the calf, or the inner thigh, making sure the foot is either above or below the side of the knee to protect the knee joint. Your choice to take the arms up or keep them in front of heart center. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Bring that left knee back to the midline and step into your mountain pose or Tadasana. We're taking as our next balancing pose, King Dancer pose. That's Nadarajasana. Start with the arms out to the sides. Step back onto your right big toe. Get your balance here. Look at something on the ground about 6 feet in front of you. Bend the right knee. And here, if you'd like, you can hold on to the inside arch of the right foot with the right hand and take the left arm up. So your left upper arm is alongside the ear. Press the right foot into the hand away from your hip. Inhale as you take it to your center and return to Tadasana. Shoulders still relaxed, standing tall. Let's reach our arms out to the sides again. Stepping back onto the left big toe, getting the balance, gazing at a non-moving object on the floor in front of you, about 6 feet or so. And then bend the left knee. Your decision if you want to hold onto the inner arch of the left foot and reach the right arm overhead. So if you do want to go further, you can press the left foot into your hand away from the hip. And inhale to your center, coming to mountain pose or Tadasana. We'll step forward to the short edge of the mat with the hands on the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking out in front. And exhale, fold in half. Bend the knees, your palms are on the mat. You can step to a plank. Modify the plank, positioning the knees and tops of the feet on the floor. And then return to child's pose, Balasana. Your sit bones are resting on the heels. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Come to all fours. Let's drop one hip to the floor. And we'll come into our bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet pressed together. I invite you to close your eyes with me. Lengthen the spine. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. As you continue to focus on the Ujjayi breath, use the inhalation to lengthen the spine. Use the exhalation out through the nostrils to hinge forward from the hips, keeping the chest lifted. Each breath you can continue to find space by lengthening the spine on the inhalation and then hinging from the hips on the exhalation. Relax your inner thigh muscles. Inhale, come to center. Let's bring our knees together. Extend one leg out, then the other. Roll the legs in and out from the hips, then let them rest. Bring your right knee into your chest. Drop your right knee out to the side. Flex the left foot. Option to use a strap here. Reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Get length in the spine. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. If you want, you can hold on to the leg, the ankle, or the back of the foot, or use a strap as a prop. The Ujjayi breath, inhale, lengthening through the spine, finding space in between each of the vertebrae. Exhale out through the nostrils as you hinge forward from the hips. Now you keep your chest lifted. Inhale, let's come to our center. We're gonna go to half lord of the fishes pose. Bring the right knee into the chest. Step the right foot onto the outside of the left thigh. I am mirroring you here, so your right foot stays pushed into the floor. Your decision, if you want to keep the left leg extended, go ahead and do that, or you can bend the left knee. If you bent your left knee and you find that your right sit bone is up like this, I suggest keeping your left leg extended. So Ardha Matsyendrasana, half lord of the fishes pose. We're going to turn to the right. So twisting to your right, left elbow outside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twist from the waist. Okay, we'll come back to center. Depending on your range of motion, it may be comfortable to stay right where you are, or you can go into cow face pose, Gomukhasana. That means you're going to stack one knee on top of the other. If you feel pain in your knee, that's your body telling you not to do it, and you can keep your right foot on the floor and the leg extended. All right, let's hinge forward from the hips, chest is lifted. Inhale, back to center. We're going to unwind the legs, extend the legs out in front, roll them in and out from the hips, then let them rest. Pull the left knee into the chest, drop the left knee out to the side, let your left foot push up against the right inner thigh. Stretch the fingertips to the ceiling, exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Continue to use the Ujjayi breath. Inhale back to center, and we'll come to Ardha Matsyendrasana, half lord of the fishes pose. This time your left foot is going to be placed on the outside of the right thigh. Keep your left foot pushed into the floor. It's up to you if you want to keep your right leg straight or bend the right knee. Keep the sit bones glued into the floor here. We're going to twist to the left, your left, right elbow, the outside of the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist from the waist. Each exhalation, twisting further, then pushing away with the back left hand. It's up to you if you choose to stay here with the leg extended or with the front knee bent. Otherwise, you can go into cow face pose, also known as Gomukhasana. With cow face pose, your knees are stacked on top of each other. That's supposed to be the mouth of the cow. Keep your chest lifted. Your shoulders are relaxed. One last Ujjayi breath, then you can push yourself back to center, unwind the legs, roll them in and out from the hips, then let them rest. We'll move into table pose next. Walk the hands about 6 inches or so behind the hips. Your fingertips are pointed towards the feet. Walk the feet partway up the mat. Your feet are separated maybe 6 inches apart or so the heels are in line with your hips. You're going to push through the heels and palms as you lift the hips. It's up to you if you choose to look straight ahead at the wall in front of you, or up to the ceiling, or point the top of the head to the floor with the gaze upward to the ceiling, but still forward towards the nose. Make sure your hips are in line with the knees. They don't actually have to be there today, but that's what your intention is. Continue to use the Ujjayi breath. Then we'll lift our head, looking at the wall in front. You can drop your sit bones to the heels and come into Paschimottanasana. Dandasana, staff pose. So slide the fingertips to the knees. Look at your belly button. Roll to your elbows. Then rest your shoulder blades, shoulders, and head on the floor. Walk the heels to the sit bones. Lower the small of the back to the floor. Press the soles of the feet together. Drop the knees out to opposite sides. And then slide the arms away from the sides of the torso and turn your palms up to the ceiling. I invite you to close your eyes here. Return your breath to its natural rhythm, no longer controlling it. Notice the arch in the back, the opening through the chest with the palms turned upward to the ceiling, and the opening through the hips with the knees dropping out to opposite sides. Continue to bring the focus to the breath. This time passively witnessing the breath. If you closed your eyes, gently reopen them and bring your knees together, bottoms of the feet on the floor. Place the arms alongside your torso and lower the small of the back onto the floor. Keep your right knee bent. Extend your left leg down the mat. Press out through the left heel. Bring the right knee to the chest. Interlace the fingers over the front of the right shin. And then continue to pull the right knee closer to the chest. The feet are active, so notice how I'm pressing out through the heels of both feet. We're going to go into a twist here. So holding onto the lower right leg with the left hand, extend your right arm out to the side. Your right palm can be turned down to the floor, but if it's more comfortable, it's fine to have the palm opened upward. We're going to draw the right knee across the body towards the floor on the left side. Your gaze is turned towards your right hand. Return your head to center. Bring the knee to the chest. Your right foot comes to the ground and you can extend your right leg out. Pressing through the heels again. Bring the knee into the body. Interlace the fingers over the front of the left shin. Pull the left knee closer to the chest as you press out through the heels. Using your Ujjayi breath here, controlling the breath as you breathe slowly and deeply in and out through the nostrils. Holding on to the left lower leg with the right hand, extend your left arm out to the side and pull the left leg across the body towards the right and look towards your left hand. Remember to continue using the Ujjayi breath. Always being aware of the breath with these yoga asanas. We'll bring our head to center. You can bring the left knee into the body as you return the left foot to the floor. Slide the left leg down the mat and roll the legs in and out from the hips. Walk your heels to the sit bones with both feet flat on the floor. Lower the small of the back to the ground. And we're going to cross we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee and turn the right knee out to the side. Flex your right foot. Inhale the left foot up off the ground. And you probably know these options but not by now, but it's up to you. You can hold on to the right shin with both hands. You can thread the needle right arm in between the legs, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the left thigh, or over the front of the left shin. Your neck is long, so the chin is neutral. Depending on the tightness of your neck, if you have a forward neck, kind of like I do, you might need a pillow under the head to keep the chin neutral. And having the chin neutral just means instead of having the chin pointed up to the ceiling, it's parallel with the floor. Release your hands and lower your foot to the ground. Uncross your legs. Left ankle over the right knee. Left knee turned out to the left side. Left foot flexed. Inhale the right foot up off the floor. Placing the hands on the shin, the back of the thigh, or the front of the right shin. Each exhalation guiding the legs closer to the body. You can use the inhalation to create space and the tightness, and the exhalation to relax the tightness, relaxing the muscles, so then releasing on the exhalation. Let's do one last Ujjayi breath. And then release the hands. Your right foot comes onto the mat. Uncross the legs, sliding one leg down the mat, then the other. Roll the legs in and out from the hips, and then let them rest. Walk the heels to the sit bones, both feet flat on the floor. You're going to lower the small of the back onto the ground, and we'll go into reclining twist from here. Take your arms out to the side so the hands are in line with the shoulders. Inhale the knees to the chest. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. Turn your head, look towards your left hand. Your head is still turned in the opposite direction of the knees, looking towards your left hand. If you'd like, you can place the right hand gently on the side of the left thigh to draw the knees closer to the ground. Or, and this is a little more challenging, so this is up to you. If you want to do this, you can extend your top left leg out with the right knee supporting the left knee beneath it. And if you did extend your left leg, you're holding on to the heel of the left foot with the right hand. Okay, both palms are on the floor. The knees are bent. Inhale the knees to the chest. Exhale, drop the knees to the left. Turn your head to the right. Same option as before, how you'd like to position the hand. If you want to leave it on the floor, that's fine. If you'd like to place it on the side of the right thigh to draw the knees closer to the ground, that's another option. Or you can stretch out your piriformis by pulling the left knee upward towards the left underarm and extending the right leg out, holding onto the right heel with the left hand. I'm just not going to do that today because of how I positioned my mat. I'm a little too close to the wall. And of course, feel free to keep both knees bent with me. Bring your head to center, both hands on the floor. Inhale the knees to the chest. Hug the shins, pull the knees close to the body, rolling forward and back, side to side, with the option of picking up the head and shoulders up off the floor, making yourself into a tight little ball. This posture is called Uttanasana. Return to center. Release the head and shoulders to the floor if they were lifted. Release your hands. Lower your feet to the floor. We're going to do guided relaxation next. So you can either go directly into
the right
I'm sorry, are you guys having problems hearing me? Satish, did you say something?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem. So please prepare for Shavasana. You want to get your pillow, blanket, do that, and then I'll meet you on the floor, comfortably reclined on the mat. Your heels are separated, so the heels at opposite corner edges of the mat, legs forming the letter V. Arms away from the sides of the torso. Be sure and turn your palms up to the ceiling so you get an opening through the chest. And keep the eyes closed. Take a slow inhalation through the nose with a longer exhalation out through the nostrils. Let your focus travel down to the toes. Wiggle your toes. Then let your feet rest. Move to your hands. Wiggle your fingers. Open wide through the palms. Stretch out through your fingertips. Curl your fingers in. Make a soft fist. Pump it a few times. And then let go. But still comfortably reclined on your back in Shavasana. Bring your awareness down to your feet. Visualize the healing energy. Invite this healing energy to travel into the big toes. Just notice your big toes, nothing else but a very small part of the body. Then let the energy flow to the second toe. Just noticing the second toes. And continue in this way at your own pace, guiding the healing energy into the next toe and the next until eventually it reaches your smallest toe. Become aware of the spaces in between each of the toes. Let the healing energy slide down the backs of your toes, feel it washing through the soles of the feet. Allow the energy to massage the bottoms of the feet, rubbing away any cramping or fatigue that might exist in your foot. Begin to visualize the small bones that compose your foot. Think about the spaces in between each of the small bones that make up the foot. Let the energy travel in between these spaces, in between the small bones that make up the foot. Guide the healing energy through the tops of the feet, into the ankles. Let the healing energy swirl around the outsides of the ankles. If your legs are extended on the mat, you might notice the natural turnout of the ankles as you rest in Shavasana, the corpse pose. Guide the healing energy up the fronts of your lower legs, feeling it rise up the shins, gently wrapping around the sides of the lower legs. And as the healing energy flows into the calf muscles and the backs of the lower legs, allow any tension here to ease away. And gently guide the energy up to the knees, perhaps inviting the healing properties of the energy to repair any damage that might exist in the ligaments or tendons at the knees. Move the energy higher, feeling it flow upward into the fronts of the thighs. As the healing energy flows through the quadriceps, the large muscle group in the fronts of your thighs, consciously relax the quads, feel them release. Then let the healing energy wrap around the sides of your thighs and flow into the hamstrings and the backs of the thighs. As you feel the healing energy traveling through the hamstrings, allow any emotions, any tension that may have collected in the hamstrings to continue to ease away. And slowly guide this energy upward into the hips. Feel the energy swirl around the outsides of the hips. Gently wrap around the pelvic region. Allow your hips to untighten. Guide the energy upward to the abdominal cavity. Soften the belly. Move the healing energy higher. Let it travel to the center of the chest. Once this energy has reached the center of your chest, feel it spread out across the chest like a pleasant sensation, extending all the way out to the sides of the rib cage. Allow your chest to untighten. Move the healing energy upward to the tops of the shoulders. Relax your shoulders towards the floor. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Guide the energy up from the tops of the shoulders into each side of the neck. As you become aware of both sides of the neck, notice the bands located along the sides of the neck. Let any stress held in the sides of the neck fade away. Soften the throat. Relax your jawline. Become aware of the space created between the upper and bottom row of teeth. Move the healing energy into the face. Let this energy spread out across the face, smoothing all of the facial muscles out to the sides, releasing any lines or creases that might exist in the face. Guide the energy from the forehead into the scalp. Feel the healing energy as it begins to wash throughout the entire scalp like warm water from a shower. Let the scalp loosen. Then slowly guide this healing energy from the back of the scalp into the back of the neck. As you become aware of the back of your neck, visualize the small muscles in the back of the neck softening. Let any stress in the back of the neck fade away. Then slowly guide the healing energy down the spine, filling it spiral in between the spaces of each of the vertebrae that make up the spine until eventually it reaches the base of the spine. Feel the energy as it radiates out from the center of the spine and flows across the middle of the back. Let the energy slide down the lower back. Then feel it rise up across the shoulder blades. Invite this healing energy to flow freely throughout the entire back, deeply massaging all of the muscles of the back, seeking out any knots that might exist within the muscles of the back and rubbing them away. Relax your shoulder blades into the floor. Notice the support of the ground beneath you again. Guide the healing energy up from the shoulder blades, back to the tops of the shoulders. Allow the energy to flow into the upper arms, relaxing the muscles of the upper arms. Feel the energy move into the elbows. Sense the spaciousness in each elbow joint. Guide the energy through your forearms and into the wrist joints, noticing the spaciousness in each wrist joint. And finally, let the healing energy flow into the palms and collect in the center of the hands. When you feel that you're holding this healing energy in both hands, send it out to your fingers. Take a moment to notice each finger individually. As you first focus on one finger, draw your awareness to the knuckle joint of that finger. Then sense the spaciousness within the knuckle joint. Give yourself a moment to do this with each finger. Then when you're ready, let the healing energy exit out through the fingertips. Visualize this energy removing with it any toxins or impurities from the body, leaving your entire body cleansed and deeply relaxed, and your mind still awake, still aware, and highly focused as you continue to train your concentration to focus on a single point. Let's take an active inhalation through the nose, longer exhalation out through the nostrils. With the exhalation complete, I invite you to reopen your eyes. Please stay relaxed on your back in Shavasana. Start to wiggle the toes again, roll the legs in and out from the hips. Then let the lower half of the body rest. Wiggle your fingers, then let your hands relax. Walk the heels to the sit bones. With both feet flat on the floor, raise your right arm overhead, feel it rest on the floor behind you. Roll onto your right side. Let's stay resting here on our right side. Just for several natural breaths. Pressing through the bottom left hand, you can push yourself into a comfortable cross-legged position, such as your easy seat known as Sukhasana. We'll prepare for meditation on our third eye. Close your eyes, relax the shoulders, and you can decide if you like the palms turned down on the knees, if you want to open them up to the ceiling today, or even add a mudra, pushing the index finger and thumb together. And a final option might be to form a baker's bowl in the center of the lap with one hand inside the other, palms turned upward to the ceiling and thumbs touching. For the next minute of silence, keep your awareness with the third eye, your Ajna chakra. It refers to your pineal gland here. And at any point that you notice that the mind has wavered and moved on to other thoughts, of course, that's natural. Just gently return the focus to this chakra, your third eye, in between the eyebrows and slightly above. gently returning the awareness back to the room. Take a slow inhalation through your nose with a longer exhalation out through the nostrils. And I invite you to open your eyes as you gaze softly at the floor in front of you. We'll end the class here today, pressing the hands together in front of heart center. Namaste. Thank you guys for attending. I'm sorry if there was any noise from upstairs today. And I hope you guys can all make it tomorrow with another full hour of yoga, 12 to 1.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
You bye.
Bye.